Okay, let's see here. 3-7. What do I do with this? Do I fold this? Yes, I do. Thought I would. Here, I'm going to raise it. Here, I'm going to let it go, especially now that I've gotten kind of short. Nines? Yep, that's right. That's me a small pocket pair still. I've got 25 big blinds, though. I probably could have raised this, and maybe even in the long run, that's a better idea. But I tend to only raise about jacks or better here. And maybe if I'm even a little shorter, like if I had 800 chips, I'd probably raise the nines, tens and nines. I'd probably raise. Here, I can even argue that I could have raised it. But it was early enough yet. This guy being in the big blind too, I'd rather see if I can get something for set value if I can. But then we get this raise here. Okay, so what's this? Nearly 100 to call, 95 to call. I'd go ahead and maybe like possibly a very borderline set mining call here. Only because I was last to act, I'm going to have heads up against him. That I feel that maybe getting 10 to 1 to set mine here might be enough to possibly stack him if I hit. Because, you know, if he has kings or queens and board comes to, 9 high, I don't know, even ace king, he may not let it go. I think there's a decent enough chance that I'll get paid off in full if I hit. Unfortunately, I do not. And we just give it up because I decided to set mine, so I stuck with it. So already we're in trouble. Nothing happened there. Let's see if anything happened here. No. Okay, ace 2. Got a raise. I can guarantee you'll let that go. Let that go. Let that go. Ace king. Alright, here we go. Let's see what happens. I get the open. So I make my standard 3x raise. Alright, that was easy. Yeah, looks like we get a bunch of dead looking hands here, huh? Look at this, I'm already getting short. Don't know if anything happens here, let's see. Oh, he min raises me. I have no idea what that means, and he's got so many chips, even if I did try to shove as a steal, most likely he calls. So I decided to let it go. Unfortunately, the raise here, let that go. And let's see here. Yeah. Unopened, I'd raise this, possibly shove it. I don't know, it might be a little bit too much to shove, but I would open that. Hard to say. I might actually have decided to fold that in the moment, seeing as I'm getting kind of short. Don't know if I really want to raise king 7 like I normally would there. Well, unfortunately, somebody beats me to it. I have to fold my ace 9. 9-3, 10-4, 2-6, 5-2. Yes, we're getting some winners. Let's see what happens here. Oh, quite a substantial raise here. That's even more than pot. If I remember right, this is the same guy that went to 600 early. And we don't see what he has. Let's see. Did I limp along here? No, I decided to let that go. 3-4, man. That was a suited connector. I'm getting good odds, but look at my stack. I mean, I'm not even really getting implied, and I mean 3-4 is just so small. Maybe if it was 10-9 or whatever, I'd give it a shot, but I just figured, what am I really hoping for here? I guess I could possibly get the wheel, but yeah. Okay, king 9. Raise in front. I'm not sure if this is the same guy on high donks. I don't think that's the high limit guy. It could be a play on his name. I don't remember. He may or may not have been that guy. I don't know. I didn't look. Anyway. Jack 8. Just not going to do it there. Jack 10. If he hadn't limped in, I'd have shoved this hand. That's good enough. Tens. Okay. I have pocket tens with 12 big blinds. This guy open shoves for 25. What does that tell us? Well, pretty much what I was thinking here is that most likely it's not aces, it's not kings. Could it be queens? Yeah. Jacks? Yeah. Eights? Yeah. Most likely it's ace king, ace queen even. Considering that I was so short at this point, and seeing what I feel is a bet that represents a somewhat polarized range, meaning it's, one of two things. It's absolute bullshit, or it's like the medium strength kind of hands that he didn't know what to do with. He didn't want to get caught with. So due to that, I decided just to go ahead with it. And it just so happens he did have ace queen. Scary looking flop in some sense, but we dodged it all and happened to get back to basically a starting stack. So that was key. I'm glad my read was right, and who knows, that may still have been a mistake considering, but because of what he did there, if he had made a standard raise there, it's a very good argument for folding, especially if it was at a full table, which I think we're fairly empty with no antes in the middle. Though I am pretty short, might have been maybe a spot that I'd have to go in, but if he makes a standard 8 raise to 180, I just don't think that's ahead of a standard raise, so I probably would have let it go. Only because he, like I said, he kind of eliminated some of the top end hands from his range on me, and that's why I felt I could go ahead and call there. That's a fold for me. Sixes, yep. Elected the fold. Probably I could have limped in there. I've got about 25 big blinds. That's enough. Maybe on the edge, but I guess I elected to play that safe. Let's see if anything happens here. Oh, got a raise from him. Standard 4x, over the limp. Alright, let's see what happens here. Okay, he decides to open for 300. I elected to attempt to re-steal here. Probably had noticed a few things, the way he's been playing, without going back and going through every single one of these hands to see what he's done to get this. Believe there must have been something that told me that this was not necessarily going to be very strong, and my stack size is pretty good for it. Maybe just a little on the short side, but I did just look him up with tens. I just showed tens a minute ago, so I elected to go here, and he called me with eights. So maybe that was a bad idea on my part, but I managed to bink on the river. I'm trying to remember. It's hard to believe that I can't remember from a day ago, but I'm trying to remember how this guy was, especially early, without taking a lot of time to go back and look. I tend to remember that he was fairly active with some hands that gave me the idea that he was going to be a lot weaker than 8-8 here a good portion of the time. So, little break there. Alright, this is going to end part one. As a matter of fact, I might have already gone too long, and we'll come back here in just a minute.